Good evening. My name is Ross Nova, and today I got my whiteboard. I love it. Today I drove around and met some wonderful people at the warehouses that I traveled to do pickups and drop-offs from point A to point B. And I got to talking to one guy, and I swear, if I could talk to these guys all day, I would. They're just wonderful people I meet each and every day. Makes my job so worth it. I think that's like the best part of my job is meeting people and learning what it is that they do, because every warehouse is different. Like I'm about to tell you about this warehouse. Today, this is Crystal Light Peach Tea. Oh, that hits the spot every time. I love anything peach tea with a little bit of sweetness. We all need a little bit of sweetness in our lives, don't we all? Anyway, I met this, so I did a little video earlier where I picked up that steel, those inch thickness steel that was like 6 feet by 4 feet long, and they were like inch thick. It was about 6,000 pounds of pure steel. Like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I've done up to 13,000 pounds of just aluminum, metal sheets and stuff like that. So it's a lot of it. We're very much industrial. It's hard to see that, but there's a lot of warehouses all around Minneapolis, and also west of the city is where I do most of my pickups since I live west of the city. That being said, after I picked up that load that you see in the video, I drove up north of Blaine. I can't remember where it was. And I met this guy and asked him, like, what did you use the steel for? And he says, do you see all these racks? Every rack over here? It's like, yeah. It's like, that's for John Deere. It's like, you guys make parts for John Deere? It's like, yeah. That steel you just brought in, that's to help build frame, for engines and stuff like that, to hold that engine in place. I'm like, wow. Like, to see the material before it goes into John Deere is amazing. There's a lot of things that we also talked about, other stuff that he also makes with metals and all that good stuff. But he did mention that they're getting very high tech. The machines are moving way too fast for people to even keep up. And oftentimes breakage happens, because the machines are moving way too fast and people cannot keep up, which costs a lot of money. And oftentimes the people that are in charge of those machines don't have much experience, because a lot of the old timers, the veterans, they quit or they got fired or retired. So that old generation that knows a lot of information haven't really passed that information down to the younger generation. And so I think it's going to be very difficult for the newer generation of kids that want to enter the workforce to gain that knowledge, because a lot of businesses, they prefer firing or getting rid of the old people versus paying them what they deserved, right? So that knowledge goes with them. And then they had the time to train. The guy who I talked to, he was there for 20 years. So he's one of the very few people they have left. I think he said there's about 20 of them left, that know good amount of knowledge. But that's it. The rest of the people that come in, all I do is press buttons, but don't really know what's going on behind the scene. So it could be kind of scary, That being said, I do apologize for going off topic. These are things I see, right? I'm, with the blue collar workers, I ask questions. I learn stuff at the bottom, right? And so it's kind of fun, and I love that. It's the best part of my job. That being said, I asked him, what are some things that's important to you when it comes to government, and all that stuff? And he said 3 things. He says he's concerned about the cost of ICE agents, how much it's costing the taxpayers. I'm like, legit, that's a good question to be asking as a future voter. The second, he said about knocking on random doors. The ICE agents are going door to door, knocking on random doors. I didn't go into details too much because I don't believe, and he didn't go into too much detail either. But I don't think they're actually happening. I don't think it's happening. It's something else. And then the third thing is fraud. Those 3 things are his top concerns in Minnesota right now, as in a warehouse worker, working the floors, right? Man, it's like legit. I like that. Let me think about this stuff because it's important for me to understand your concerns and see if there's a way to solve problems. Now, I'm not going to have all the answers. Sorry. It's such a vast. Those are 3 vast or big topics that you can't just discuss in this short video. And even if I could, I don't know all the answers. There's still a lot of empty pockets that I have, that I want answers to as well too. I have a lot of questions. In fact, I may have more questions about knocking on random doors or the cost of ICE. Those are questions I truly have. And I did a little bit of research, but still, I don't have all the information. And that's what's scary, that we as citizens, we truly cannot see what's going on behind the scenes. And that puts us on edge, makes us uneasy, right? So, the cost. Okay, so the cost of, I'm going to get a red marker because I love dry erase boards. The cost of agent per day, okay, is $942,000 per day with no overtime. And we know they're doing overtime, right? The feds are paying that. So relax. That's good news, right? That's good news. The feds are paying for it. The biggest thing is the indirect costs. We are on the hook for indirect costs, meaning whatever the ICE agents, Border Patrol agents, all that stuff need, we pay for that. I believe. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, please inform me because it's hard to Google information. I literally spent 20 minutes, 30 minutes trying to research and understand what they mean by direct and indirect when it comes to ICE agents alone, right? Information is very vague. Information is not there. It's extremely hard to find the information. It has to be much easier. It has to be much easier. This is getting ridiculous. We should know simple questions or breakdowns of costs, right? Because that may, as citizens, as voters, as protesters, we may consider, wait, we're paying for the car? We may not want to destroy it because now we're on the hook to pay more taxes to cover the damage of the ICE vehicle rental. Oh, we're paying for the hotel? Oh, we may not want to damage it because guess who's going to pay the bill for the damage? Minneapolis. Congratulations. But like I said, I don't know what we exactly pay, what the indirect cost is. It's too vague, but this is my guess, okay? Indirect cost is hotels, right? So to house 3,000 agents, do the math, times, let's say two agents per room. So 1,500 times let's say $90 per room because we got a bundle deal, you know. I don't know. What is that number? I'm guessing it's a lot. Facilities to hold illegals. Facilities to hold them. That is also something that I believe we are also paying for as well too. Another indirect cost, police overtime. So every time you call the police because you see an ICE agent, that means they have to that means a police officer has to show up and investigate, right? That means more hours they had to put in because they're stretched so thin, right? Damage caused by protesters. That is huge. All the buildings you destroyed, cars, roadways, anything that you destroyed, guess who's paying for it? We. Yes, we speak French. We pay for it. Hotels, damages to hotels. I seen dumpsters lit on fire put next to the hotels. I think it was a hotel. Or federal buildings. We got to pay for damage for that as well too. The dumpster they set on fire, that's going to have to be replaced. That's more tax-paying money. Who's going to pay for the bill? I speak French. We. SUV rentals. Yes, we are paying for SUV rentals, or we might just be buying the vehicles outright, and then high insurance deductions because of the damages that are being caused upon them. Speak French. We pay for it. So if you throw ice, if you throw anything that damages vehicles, or if you use your car to hit that other car, hopefully your insurance pays for it. But yes, speaking French at last. Hospital bills. Who pays for all the medical treatments? I heard the hospital bill is through the roof. All those ICE agents that get hurt, guess who's on the hook for when it comes to the bill? I love your French. There was an ICE agent, finger, literally got bit off clean from the fingernail and up. The whole fingernail and everything slightly below, ripped, bit off completely, clean. Guess who's going to pay for that? Right? Emotional distress, PTSD. Who's paying for it? I love your French. Food. I'm not sure about that, but I won't be surprised if we're paying for 3 meals a day for each agent at 3,000 agents. If 3,000 times, what's that, $20? 60, 2, 4, 6, $6,000 per day. $60,000 per day just to feed the agents. Hopefully we're not paying for that. The state is. Hopefully the state is not paying for it. If not, federal, the funding would take care of the cost for food. I'm almost certain that's federal will cover that bill. I'm almost certain. Pepper spray, smoke, flash grenades, all those beautiful tools that we all protesters probably have experienced. One literally burning their hand from the flash grenade. I will not be surprised if we're paying for all that, because the only reason why they're using it and going through so much of it is, yes, you speak French very well now. Because of we protesters. So next time you protest, imagine your hard-earned taxpaying dollars going right into that. So the warehouse worker, cost of ice, it is extremely steep. It is not cheap. I think the mayor was furious on how much expensive that is programs in Minneapolis will be cut for sure, because I can't see, especially for next year, that they'll have any money left over. In fact, they may be working in a deficit at this point. And is Trump going to help rebuild that coffer? Hell no. Okay, so the next one. I love my drawings. Ice knocking on random doors or pull random cars. I would like to think they're not. Like I said, I'm not there. I have not talked to a single ICE agent because I'm unable to. I'm not able to talk to leaders. I'm not able to really get to the direct source of information like Tom Homan, which it's kind of funny how we traded Bandini, trading in with Tom Homan, thinking he's a teddy bear. He's much worse. He's breaking records when it comes to bringing in illegals. So kind of funny and weird in so many ways that we want Tom Homan versus Bandino. But hey, whatever. What I think is, I gotta get my marker again. When Karen, this is Karen, right? She's got the red hair. She's got the cell phone out recording the ICE agents. That, this is the car, right? This is the car. This is the ice cubes, the ICE agents, right? They show up to a house to arrest this illegal, right? And Karen with red hair, pink hair, whatever, blowing her cute little whistle. You gotta have that whistle, right? Whee! Blow the whistle. They have, okay, there's two ways, right? Two civil administrative warrants. One is Form 200 warrants, violating immigration laws. So if you break any type of law while you're here in the States, that's warrant 200, Form 200 warrant, right? There's a warrant out for your arrest to deport you immediately because you broke laws. At least that's my understanding. I didn't quite go into deep dive because there's no need to at the moment. Form 205 is the final orders of removal. Judge signs it, meaning they didn't show up to court, or that if they did, the judge says, yeah, no, you're gone. So there's a final order of removal. So either you broke the law, or there's a judge that did the final removal. And these are the two main reasons why they will get deported, why ICE agents will get these two forms. Any of these two forms will have them, right? Here's the paper, right? They'll probably fold it, put it in their pouch, the warrant, right? They may show that to the illegal alien. Says, hey, there's a warrant. No, they will not show that to Karen. This is just for the illegal alien. Now, well, the ICE agents, ice cubes, right? They're in the house knocking. This guy comes out and says, hey, there's a warrant for your arrest. And then there's a guy. You see that? You can see that. That looks like him, right? But they don't have any papers. They may ask him, hey, are you here illegally? Who are you, right? If you don't provide documents, if you don't say, yeah, I'm a U.S. citizen or so on and so forth, they may take you as well because they don't know who you are. You're in the same house as the illegal that they have a warrant to pick up. So they may take both of you. Or they might just say, screw this, Karen is bothering us, so we need to get out quickly, right? They may also pick up Karen. They may pick up Karen as well too, because she just threw her phone at the vehicle, or let's say she threw a water bottle, or she used her whistle to inform the illegals that ice cubes are at the door, right? So they might also pick up Karen. The thing is, we have a lot of police officers getting phone calls from Karen, right? And police officers have to show up, because they don't know what's going on. She says there's men in masks, they're breaking in someone's house, please hurry, I think they're in trouble, right? Police show up, there goes your tax-paying money, right? Because you're paying for police officers to show up. They're always spread thin, so they're working overtime now, right? Because not only did they have to stop and check with Karen, they also were on the way to another case or another incident that they had to go afterwards, right? So I've been wanting this for quite a while. I want a room, right? A room. The round table, like King Arthur, right? The round table where ICE agents, police, FBI, sheriffs, other agents, I can't read my handwriting, all sit around the table. So when police get a phone call saying, hey, this Karen call about two people at this address, is that any of your people? ICE says, yep, that's us too. Police calls back to their police department and say, hey, disregard that, it's ICE agents, right? Or ICE agents can tell ICE agents are having difficult times with Karen, right? And so ICE agents says, hey, police officer, we're having difficult time with Karen. And so police says, all right, we're gonna send our patrols and pick up Karen, get her out of there. We need everybody in the same room, faster communication, and so forth, right? Or ICE agent says, hey, I can't find Asanova. Where is he? And police says, well, we did pick him up and he's in jail. Oh, let's talk to the jail person who's also in this room. Hey, do you have Asanova in your jail? Oh yeah, we got Asanova here. Perfect. Can you hand him over? Perfect. Now ICE agents don't have to look for Asanova. Asanova is my last name. My old last name. So I want this, right? This will put the public at peace. I think seeing cooperations amongst everybody will be very, very beneficial. So ICE knowing on random doors or pull random cars, this can be solved. We can get rid of this problem. The mayor or governor, they both can come out and all these people can come out all out at once in the same room in front of all the news media and say, hey, this is ICE agent so-and-so. Hey, this is Captain Smith. Hey, this is the FBI. Hey, this is the sheriff. We're all here. We're going to answer all your questions and show a strong front that we're all working together. ICE is no longer knocking on doors because he's communicating with the police, he's communicating with the sheriffs, he's communicating with FBI, and even people in jail, So this would actually lessen the ICE agents out on the streets because now there's communication going on, right? The 3,000 ICE agents, that we have, where we're paying, not repaying, the federal's paying, can be cut down to 1K. Easy. 1K, right? Because we're communicating with all the agencies. All the agencies are now working together. We don't need 3,000 working individually by themselves, right? We can have all the agencies. So we can have less agencies, less hotels. Police aren't working as much as overtime because now they're communicating with the ICE agents. Like everything, we're just SUV rentals, that will go down. Damages to vehicles or hotels, that will go down. It is really that simple when it comes to solving that problem. Are we able to solve the problem by simply making them work together? I swear, working together is all it takes. It is so simple. We can save so much money on tax paying. You don't see much ICE agents out and about anymore because they're all communicating with each other. This is like I don't want to call it, but like a war room almost, where everybody's right there, right? The governor could be right in the middle and he could be telling people, hey, we're on top of it, you know, but he's not. He's out here at home, you know, being sued by the fraud. So that is what I have for this evening. Make sure I answered. Oh, fraud. The last thing he had questions on is fraud. $9 to $20 billion. Right now, there's really not much more I can say about fraud. In my earlier videos, I have a program where it's called Tax Tracker, where you can go online, right? You can log in with your driver's license, create an account, right? And you just use your username and password to log in every time. And you can actually track all the taxes from the very top that comes in all the way down to buying a laptop for a school. Like you can literally track everything, you know, with receipts, photos, whatever, to show proof this is legit, right? Every business that's involved in it, how it's involved. There's just so much that you can see, and it'll be easy to understand to where a high school kid can use that to learn how to, you know, budget, how finances work and so forth, right? That is the only way, I think, because we talk about, you hear other politicians that are running for governor, how they're gonna deal with fraud. And the only thing they're talking about is arresting criminals that commit fraud. My question is how you're gonna prevent, you know, and I think having every citizen on that app and tracking what they're passionate about, so it's kind of all spread throughout the whole entire app of all our spendings, whether it's a program, whether it's school, whether it's whatever, right? You'll be able to track it easy. That would be a preventative measure to prevent fraud, right? You see a daycare Leering Center. You can go on the search engine and type in Leering Center and see if that pops up. And if you see, hey, it has $1 million coming in, right? But you have not seen a single kid for the past 2-3 months since you moved across the street in the house, right? What's going on? Why is there no kids yet? You could red flag it. Super easy. Just arresting criminals that commit fraud is what most governors are pretty much going to be saying, is not really a solution. That's just the reaction, the end result. We want to get ahead of this. And you could have 4, 5, 10 people in the basement with one window looking at computer screens and going out Leering Center by Leering Center, like 4 businesses at a time to search to see if there's any fraud. But the thing is, there's so many businesses. It's hard for a small agency department to check everything. So I think we need to have citizens be part of this whole program of tracking money and wondering, hey, what's that business? And then, you know, looking it up on their app. Okay, you know, we're giving money to, you know, to help fix cars for people that are struggling to afford repair shops, right, to repair their cars, and you have not seen a single car for the past, 3-4 months. Yet they're still receiving money to fix cars. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, I think my goal is to continue driving around Minneapolis, St. Paul, outside the cities, and keep asking questions. What's important to you? Oops, there you go. What do you want to see the government do for you, or what some changes or concerns that you have? And for this warehouse worker, cost of ice, which we addressed a little bit, and I think we do have a solution to bring down the cost. And the thing is, the faster they arrest all the illegals and get them out, the faster they're all gone, right? So there'll be no expense after they all leave. We want them all gone, right? Well, for them to be all gone, we need them to arrest people faster and get them out. Knocking on random doors, I don't think they're doing that. I could be wrong, but like I said, I'm not in that war room where they're talking, right? Or if they're even talking. And the fraud, we have an app, that I came up with. I think it would be a great idea to help track. Citizens can track if they see something suspicious. Ross Nova shooting forward, brighter, bolder, with each person I come across throughout my job for a better tomorrow. Thank you.